when you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
From a garage in Cupertino to revolutionizing the tech world as we know it, Apple has become a household name that has shaped our life in countless ways. Get ready to dive into a thrilling journey of innovation, setbacks, and triumphs as we explore this incredible history of Apple. Join us as we uncover the stories behind the iconic products that have changed the way we communicate, work, and play. So sit back, grab your favorite Apple device, and let's bite into this fascinating world of Apple Inc., the world's most valuable company. Founding and the early years. It all started in April of 1976, where Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne started Apple Computer in Cupertino, California. These three founders had a passion and eye for innovation and technology. Not shortly after the founding of the company, 12 days after in fact, Ronald Wayne left the company and sold his 10% stake for only $800. Ouch. That 10% would be worth more than $95 billion today. Now Jobs and Wozniak got to work immediately and started working on the very first Apple product, the Apple I. It was released in 1976 and was designed by Wozniak and built by hand in the Jobs family garage. Very similar to the Raspberry Pi, this product was originally sold as a circuit board, and users had to provide their own case, power supply, keyboard, and display, and it was all for the price of $666.66, simply for the fact that Wozniak liked repeating digits. This model sold about 200 units. In 1977, the Apple II was launched and there was a significant improvement over its predecessor. It featured colored graphics, a plastic case, and an integrated keyboard. It became popular among schools and small businesses, helping establish Apple as a major player in the personal computer market. By the end of 1980, Apple had sold approximately 210,000 units. In 1980, Apple went public, generating more capital than any IPO since the Ford Motor Company in 1956. The company also introduced the Apple III, but it faced numerous issues and was discontinued by 1984. The Macintosh era. Apple released the Macintosh in 1984, which was the first commercially successful PC with a graphical user interface and a mouse. It was heavily marketed with the iconic 1984 Super Bowl commercial directed by none other than Ridley Scott. Despite its innovative features, the Macintosh struggled to compete with lower-priced IBM PCs running Microsoft's MS-DOS and later Windows operating systems. Fast forward to 1985 and a power struggle ensued and led to the departure of Steve Jobs, who went to found Next Inc. John Scully of PepsiCo took over Apple's leadership. During the late 80s and early 90s, Apple released several new products such as the Macintosh Portable, the Macintosh Classic, Macintosh LC, and the PowerBook laptop series. However, these products failed to significantly impact Apple's market share. Struggles in the acquisition of Next. Apple faced mounting financial difficulties in the early 1990s as Microsoft Windows 3 and Windows 95 operating systems started to gain popularity. In 1994, Apple launched the Power Macintosh line, which was based on the Power PC processor architecture developed by Apple, IBM, and Motorola. While these computers were technologically advanced, they did not reverse Apple's declining fortunes. In December 1996, Apple acquired Next for $429 million, bringing Steve Jobs back to the company as an advisor. The acquisition also provided Apple with Next object-oriented software technology, which became the foundation for the Mac OS operating system. The second coming of Steve Jobs. In July 1997, Gil Amelio, then CEO of Apple, was ousted, and Steve Jobs took over as the interim CEO. Jobs streamlined Apple's product lineup and forged strategic partnerships, including a $150 million investment from none other than Microsoft, courtesy of Bill Gates. In the late 1990s, Apple found itself in financial distress. Struggling to compete with Microsoft and other PC manufacturers, the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. Its future looked bleak. That's when Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates stepped in, playing a pivotal role in saving Apple. In August of '97, Microsoft and Apple announced a landmark agreement that had several key components. Microsoft invested $150 million in Apple by purchasing non-voting shares. This cash injection provided Apple with much-needed capital to stabilize its finances and continue operation. Although the investment amount was relatively small compared to Apple's current valuation, it sent a strong message to the market and boosted investor confidence in Apple's future. In 1998, Apple introduced the iMac, an all-in-one computer designed by Jonathan Ive. Its unique translucent design and ease of use helped Apple regain its footing in the market. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the iPod was being researched and designed, and it was about to take the entire world by storm. In 2001, Apple launched the iPod, a portable music player that revolutionized the music industry. The iTunes software and the iTunes Store, which followed soon after, allowed users to purchase, manage, and sync their music collections easily. We were now in Apple's vision of the future, and it seemed to be working out for everyone. We had cool computers, awesome MP3 players to listen to our music on the go, and by this point, Apple was becoming an absolute powerhouse. On January 9th, 2007, at the Macworld Conference and Expo in San Francisco, the first iPhone was unveiled by Apple's co-founder and then CEO, Steve Jobs. The device was launched on June 29th, 2007 in the United States. The original iPhone combined a mobile phone, iPod, and internet communicator into a single, sleek device with a touchscreen interface, making a revolutionary shift in the mobile phone industry. The impact of the iPhone on the market and society has been substantial, and this changed everything. The iPhone's release had a profound impact on the mobile phone industry, software development, and the way people use technology in their daily lives. It changed the way that we communicate, access information, and interact with the digital world. In a way, it's what launched the digital revolution. Now fast forward to the tragic day of October 5th, 2011. On this day, the legendary founder and father of the iPhone, Steve Jobs, had passed away due to complications from pancreatic cancer at the age of 56. Naturally, this shook the tech industry, and many began to question whether Apple could continue to be the same company that Steve Jobs had built and brought to the market. However, things kept moving forward, and Apple continued to grow and release new and improved products that are still revolutionizing the world to this day. Expanding the ecosystem. Tim Cook took over as CEO after Steve Jobs' passing in 2011. Under his leadership, Apple continued to introduce new products and expand its ecosystem. In 2015, the company launched the Apple Watch, which became a popular wearable device with health and fitness features. Apple also introduced Apple Music, a music streaming service that competes with Spotify and other streaming platforms. The iPhone X released in 2017, and it marked the 10th anniversary of the iPhone and introduced a new design with edge-to-edge display and facial recognition technology called Face ID. In 2020, Apple announced its transition to custom-designed ARM-based processors known as Apple Silicon for its Mac computers. The first Apple Silicon-powered Macs, the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, were all released in November 2020. Apple has also focused on expanding its services portfolio, which includes iCloud, Apple Pay, Apple Arcade, and Apple TV. These services helped create an integrated ecosystem that encourages customer loyalty and generates recurring revenue. Apple today. Apple has grown to become one of the world's most valuable and recognizable companies with a market capitalization that often exceeds $2 trillion. Despite facing competition from companies like Samsung, Google, and Huawei, Apple remains a dominant player in the technology industry. The company's product lineup includes the iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, Apple TV, HomePod, and various accessories. Apple's strong brand identity, design philosophy, and commitment to innovation have helped maintain its position as a leader in consumer electronics and software. The company continues to shape the future of technology, and its impact on the industry and our daily lives remains undeniable. And there you have it. That's the incredible history of Apple, a company that has defied odds and transformed the way that we live. From humble beginnings in a garage to becoming a global powerhouse, Apple's story is a testament to the power of innovation, perseverance, and vision. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for more exciting content, and I'll see you in the future.